Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Weekend Tarot for Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th of October 2021. I've shuffled, so I will cut. And this is a major arcana reading. Wheel of Fortune. Sun in reverse. And the Hermit in reverse. Okay, well, it looks to me like you might be expecting something to happen this weekend. And you might be expecting it as a result of some reflection, some analysis, some self-examination. And you might be expecting to pull something off, so to speak, this weekend. And you might, or you might not. That you might not energy is coming from the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Sorry. Sounds like I'm just like laughing at everything. The Sun here in the reverse is the card of commitment, of sealing the deal, of signing on the dotted line, of bringing it all together. Beautiful. Card number 19, 2 away from the end. We're nearly there, and before we can get there to the world, we have to pass through Judgment. But the Sun is when we have finally got all our ducks in a row and everything is just tiggity-boo. And all that remains is to have one last little check, one last to sort of check your tickets, money, passport before setting off in the taxi. But this is where everything's booked, everything's done, everything's sorted. You've done the deal, you've got the agreement. Wonderful. It's in the reverse. Okay. Now, the Hermit, the card of self-reflection. You're not looking at things or issues in the Hermit. You're looking at yourself. You're having a really good look at yourself. On your own, deep examination of your own motives, your own wishes, your own drives, your own vision. Consulting your own vision. Again, in the reverse. So that's why I say this thing about, this expectation perhaps that this weekend something is going to come to some sort of fruition and culmination as a result of you maybe having envisioned it so powerfully and in detail. That's what they tell us to do, isn't it? When you're manifesting, you've got to think it through in massive detail and really sort of imagine that it is already so. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting a lovely feeling from this, I have to say. Usually the Wheel of Fortune, I get a pretty neutral feeling from it, as neutral as a wheel. Like, is it good? Is it bad? Now, the thing with the Wheel of Fortune, the interesting thing about a wheel is that there is no right way up or wrong way up for a wheel. And everything that rises then falls, and everything that falls then rises. And you only know whether you're rising or falling on a wheel when you delineate a specific part, a specific spot. Like if you imagine a tyre on a car going round and round, if you painted a little white dot on that tyre, you could see at that point whether the dot was rising or falling. So it's the placing of the self in a fixed spot in relation to the rising and falling of fortunes that denotes whether your fortunes are rising or falling. And I do have the feeling here, like you might have here with this Sun card, you might have perhaps rather prematurely or in error or as a result of mistaken envisioning with the Hermit in the reverse, you might have placed a dot somewhere on the wheel. And then you're looking at it going, oh my God, it's not going up. It's going down. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. How interesting. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Okay, another card of kind of considering things from a different angle. There's similar energy to the Hermit, but when I said that about the Hermit is not the examination of things or issues, this was the card I actually had in mind when I was saying that. Because with the Hanged Man, we're not really thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about stuff. We're thinking about things. We're thinking about it. Whatever stuff, things and it might be for us in any given situation or endeavour. And we are choosing for a limited time, for a limited period of time, to take ourselves out of the flow, out of the karmic flow, and just sit on the edge and look at it from a completely different angle. And we usually choose to do that when something isn't working. When things are working nicely, when it's all going smoothly and it's all tickety-boo and it's all going in the right direction and that dot is going up, we don't do this to ourselves. We don't say, oh, things are going really well, so I'm going to take myself away from it and have a good old think and look at it from a completely different. We don't do that. We only do this when things are not going so well. But you know, that's all a question of attitude, isn't it? And very often we can sort of paint ourselves into a corner with this dot that we put on the tyre and then watch it. It's like, is it going up or is it going down? I mean, bottom line is, even if it's going down, it's going to like scoot across the bottom a bit and then it will be on the way up again. There's a letting go. It's like yesterday's reading, the reading for Friday the 15th, was all about letting go and seeing what happens when you just relax your grip on things. Relax your jaw a little bit. Stop clenching. Stop tugging. Just let go and see what happens. And we've got a continuation of that here because there's something hasty has been done, especially in the Sun in reverse here. Something hasty has been kind of banked on. And it's worth another look because it ain't working out the way we hoped it would or thought it would. Right, there's something, Emperor in reverse here. There's something to do. The way this is working and not working out is something to do with how we have directed it, how we have pushed it, pushed it forward in a particular way that we decided was the way to push it, the way to do it, the way it has to be. The Emperor is the card of this is the way it must be. It's the card of authority. It's the card of the ruler. It's the card of the male principle that sets out how things are done and polices that within ourselves. We've effed up somewhere here. We've effed up. We've gone too fast towards an agreement, too fast towards a conclusion, too fast towards a concretization of something without really knowing what we're doing. And, you know, I mean, it's all very well, Sun in reverse here, it's all very well sort of saying, oh, you know, if I just believe it enough, it will come to be. Really? Really? I mean, having a positive mindset is great, but being a complete nimmer and just thinking that because you believe it will be so, then it will be so. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It doesn't work. And I think that's what's happened here. I really, really do. The only two cards so far we've got here in the upright is the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. So really it is time to step back from this, whatever it is. Maybe you've dodged a bullet here. Seriously, maybe you've dodged a bullet, because this is very powerful energy, the Emperor in reverse. And maybe if you had been able to push whatever this is through to fruition and get those signatures on the line, you might have lived to regret it for a long, long, long time. I think you've actually got away with something that you might have regretted. I really do. So, like, how does that happen? How does that happen that we can end up in such a mess? I think you swerved something that would have possibly caused you no end of trouble. And that is a reason to be cheerful if you are able to look at it from a different perspective and not just feel mightily discomforted, Sun in reverse, that you didn't get what you set out to get. Okay. Fool in the reverse. So yeah, listen, take the weekend off this, whatever it is. Take the weekend off, foot off the gas, turn off the car. Get out the car, go for a walk. You know, don't keep trying to force this. Stop forcing it. It's not going to work. Something will work, but only what will work, only what is going to work will work. We can't control nearly as much as we think we can, and nearly as much as we wish we could. But I really, really do feel from this, this whole reading, that if we were able, in very general terms and in terms of this reading, if we were able to make things turn out as we want them to, more often than they actually do, I think we would probably dislike that as much as we believe we dislike things being as out of our power to control as they are, because they are. And I think if it was different, if we were able to say, right, I want such, I want ABC to happen, and then ABC happened, like all the time, I don't think we'd like that. We think we would, but I don't think we actually would. So foot off the gas, turn off the engine, just take yourself right up it. Go and do something completely different, because some refreshment of your vision that has got you to this stucky place where you're sitting watching a dot on a wheel to see whether it's going up or going down. You need a refresh. Seriously, you need a refresh. And that is what the invitation is this weekend. Fortunes rise, fortunes fall. And if you look at it upside down, just a little thought, that dot that seems to be falling is actually going up. Right, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.